Hey guys, this is the next part I want to talk to you about is the nesting of the for loop on this thing. This is a really good way how to learn looping for this is the for loop of this thing. So, let's do some for loops. Okay, on my right hand side here is my table that I have over here, and over here is where I'm gonna set in to do some sample for loops with this thing. So let's do for I is equal to 1, and let's do I less than or equal to 3, and then let's do I increment. Okay, and then you're gonna do this. Okay, I'm gonna nest in another loop in this thing for another for loop j. I and j's is pretty popular in pairing with this thing. J is less than or equal to, what's it, 4? Let's try 4. And then we're going to do J increment, and inside of this loop, I'm just going to do block code like this so you can see this. Okay, so inside of this thing, I'm going to just do cout this and then asterisk. Alright, so we can see what's coming out of the asterisk of this thing. Okay, so something like this. Okay, so let's just end it with that, and then we have another right bracket for this thing, and then outside of this thing I'm just going to do a cout inline. Okay, so take a look at this thing. I'm going to have a trace table over here. I'm going to do I'm going to do J. Okay, so we can actually track what's going on in the memory of this thing at the same time, and I'm going to have down the bottom, here's the output. Okay, so here's the output at the bottom of this thing. So when you look at it, I is 1, plug I in this thing, I is less than 1, I is less than or equal to 3, true. I enter this loop, so I now is 1. I enter the loop, J now is 1, correct? So I'm coming down here and I'm going to increment J, okay, after I do this. So this is 1, right? 1 is less than or equal to 4. What do I output here? Cout and asterisk, okay? So I put this asterisk right here. It's one of them. Okay, here's my first output with this thing. Coming into this thing, do it again. J increment J is now become 2. What? 2 is less than or equal to 4, right? Now this becomes what? Another asterisk. Then I'm going to come into this thing. So when, let me have another, I want to create another out here, just do a cout of asterisk. Okay, so I will have an asterisk 1, I have 1 asterisk, right? So 1 asterisk, right? Cout. And then I come down here still, J becomes what? 2. I have another asterisk in this thing, right? So here's my second address of this thing, which is this address right, this asterisk right here. Come down, increment J, 3. I give it another asterisk, right? Which kicks out another address that follows this. Comes down, increment J again, 4. Kick out another asterisk for the same. This is my next asterisk for this thing. J now becomes 5. Alright, J becomes 5. Do I put out an asterisk? No, because J is less than or equal to 4 now is false. It skips this entire block of code. I skip this. I come down here, I do an end line, which drops down to the next line. Now, I was 1, I now becomes what? 2. And then I come in, I do J is 1 again. I kick out another asterisk, right, which is this asterisk right here. And then I do same thing, 2, J becomes 2. I kick out another asterisk, so it's this asterisk right here. And then this becomes 3, another asterisk. And you see where I'm going with this thing, okay, 4. So I put in another asterisk here, and then J again becomes what? 4. J becomes 5. Does this ever 5 is less than or equal to 4 is false, correct? So what does this mean? I start to do this again. I repeat this again. Now I remember now when j is 5, I don't output anything. So when j is 3, now increments to 3. I is increment to 3, right? So I start in another loop with this thing, same thing. I generate 4 more stars, so this becomes 3, and then I would let me just grab this block of code right here, right? And this becomes this here with it, so it kicks out another 4 stars for me. Now when I comes in here and becomes 3, okay, I look at this. This is what I have as my output. Now my I is going to become 4, right? Does it enter this block of code? The answer is no. Alright? So even though that I want to point out this is what's post increment, this is what you see. Okay? Let me stop right here.